Well, they're watching every move. The landlord's a very committed cleaner, and the strict house rules they impose on their tenants. With cameras all over the property, the renters say it's like Big Brother, but they feel like they're not allowed to complain about it.
Feels, again, so uncomfortable, because it's like you can't feel free to leave your room.
You're just one-sided.
Do you think this house is safe?
Do I think? Of course it is.
It's just unnecessary, the amount of surveillance.
But he just constantly overstepped boundaries.
It could just be one of the strangest boarding houses we've ever seen. Cameras all around, a constantly chirping fire alarm and an overzealous cleaner. She said that you've locked up all her belongings as well in the kitchen.
Yeah, I took everything.
Who takes the house rules very seriously.
Well, having the boyfriend staying over, and that's a no-no.
Grace has been living in this boarding house, which has 7 tenants, for the past 6 months. But after moving in, she noticed she was being watched.
It wasn't disclosed to us when during the interview. It was kind of just walked in, and I noticed it in the corner of my eye one day, and I was like, what's that?
She was told by the property manager it was to make sure the kitchen stayed tidy.
Slowly added more and more, and then recently they actually upgraded to a more intense sort of surveillance system.
Tom's been living in the home since February.
It's like I signed up for an episode of Big Brother.
But while they've been upgrading the surveillance, the smoke alarm system is another story. I keep hearing a smoke alarm chirping now. Is that from your house?
Yeah, that's one of the downstairs ones. It's been chirping since I first moved in, and they've never changed it.
Inside, it's no better. The fire plan on the wall is actually an outdated floor plan.
And we don't have a staircase here anymore, as you can sort of see. That got covered up.
Despite a sign in the kitchen saying smoke detectors would be checked monthly, in Grace's room it's quite the opposite. So this is your room, and that smoke alarm is clearly not in use, is it?
No, it started chirping a few months into my lease, and he came in and just took it out and never really replaced it.
He is Adam, the cleaner hired for the house. Grace and Tom say he locked up their kitchenware after being annoyed at the mess.
That's my bowl over there. That's the lid for my bowl. That's our toaster by the looks of it.
Just really upset me because I had a lot of cooking utensils I used regularly.
I don't know much about him except that he is what I've been informed, the cleaner, but he is almost here every day.
And on the day we showed up to talk to Grace, Adam was there, working downstairs where they're renovating. We're just doing a story with Grace about the conditions upstairs and the cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Are you Adam the cleaner?
Yes.
Adam wouldn't answer our questions about his involvement in the property.
I'm a cleaner and I help out anybody that wants any help.
But it appears that doesn't extend to the faulty smoke detectors. What's with the smoke alarm that's chirping down here that we can hear?
That's the one in the laundry. It doesn't have to be anything. We're fixing that. That's all getting redone.
But it's constantly chirping.
Okay, so what's your problem? Is it annoying you?
So do you know who owns the property?
Oh, yeah.
But you're not going to tell us?
No, why should I?
And Adam, what's your surname?
You don't have to know my surname.
It turns out Adam's surname is Keramos, the same surname as the director of the company which owns and runs the building. When Grace signed her lease, it was under Entourage Proprietary Limited, trading as Student Accommodation Solutions. Now it appears the company has changed its trading name to City Grove. Not to be confused with the entirely unrelated City Groves, which has been operating student accommodation for years. But neither Student Accommodation Solutions or City Grove have any official presence online. Have you seen that there's a sign in the kitchen that says smoke alarms should be tested every month?
Look, why are you asking me?
You just said before it didn't matter.
You're asking me. I don't know.
Adam asked us to leave the property on behalf of the owner, but as we were leaving, he quickly changed his mind.
Follow me. Go on. Follow me. It's nice and neat, isn't it? Okay.
Except there's a hole in the floor over there.
I hope you don't fall through it.
After Adam ranted about more apparent mess in the house, we turned to leave again.
Just the cameraman.
No, sorry, we stay together. So
As Adam continued to maintain no other issue with the house is greater than dirty plates.
we're talking about dirty plates versus people's lives if there's a fire.
Oh, so if somebody get a sickness from the plates, it's all right.
What?
And are you saying to me that the glass that's cut and all there, and they cut themselves, it's all right?
No one cut themselves.
Oh, so you have to wait. This is my stuff.
Adam, you've said before you don't own the place.
No,
You're not the landlord. You're the cleaner.
correct.
So why are you causing them so much grief?
I'm not causing them anything.
After we left the property, Adam again approached us to squawk about the house rules, including no guests past 10 p.m.
Well, having the boyfriend staying over, and that's a no-no. And we didn't do anything about it, but Peppy, you don't care, that's nothing.
So it is concerning to see that potentially there are cameras recording the movements within the property.
Antonia Mercorella from the Real Estate Institute of Queensland.
We've seen cases where the Residential Tenancies Authority has imposed quite hefty fines on owners or operators who breach those rules around privacy.
Since our appearance, Grace and Tom have been issued breach notices from the property manager. Tom has been evicted for taking a stance.
For endangering other housemates and serious vandalism for putting tape over the cameras.
While Grace was slapped with 2 breaches for having a guest stay and leaving items in the common area.
I checked the house and I didn't know what personal items they were talking about, unless they were talking about my bread cooker, which I apologise if it's very offensive to them.
Despite being invited onto the property by Grace and Tom, we also received this email from the property manager calling us trespassers. But let's have another look at how many times Adam called us back inside.
The timing just sort of sounds like they're kind of trying to get me back for contacting our current affair.
Grace has now gone to the Residential Tenancies Authority to lodge a complaint. But surprise, surprise, when she did, it had no record of her bond ever being lodged. It seems the landlord has no concern, though, installing even more cameras since last week.
I feel sad for anyone that is lured into this building next.
And since speaking to us, Grace has now been evicted too. The Residential Tenancies Authority is looking into her complaint, and Brisbane City Council has also inspected the property.